Welcome back to the Lighter Side Show. This is Grace with Graceful Insights, and our topic today is the F.E.E, Fair Energy Exchange. And we're specifically going to discuss the financial fair energy exchange. Disclaimer: money is just energy. Money is energy. Money is only energy. Money is energy. That was my little moment of humour.
What is money?
What is money?
Energy.
It's energy. I asked in the first part that if you came into this conversation with your ears open and your brain open, and let's just talk about this in a way where maybe it doesn't pertain to you, but in the world of what if. Because I find with humans, if you can understand the world of what if that were true, then you can start to see the reality in it, and you can start to trust it, and then you might just take it and put it on and wear it. Live it. Let's say money is energy. Now I will agree with you, yes, money is required to conduct business, make purchases, pay for bills. It is a give and receive element. But this is also what energy does. And I will say, money does not create happiness. Money does not make the world go round. Money does not equal success. Money does not make you cooler. Money does not make life easier. So I implore you to look at why these are part of your belief system. When in the world of energy, which is where you desire to live, if you're looking for enlightenment, for spiritual living, it does not exist, those beliefs. Let's take confidence, self-worth, and let's tie those up with the fair energy exchange. A lot of people on earth have difficulty in understanding why things are expensive, or feeling that when things are cheap, they've gotten a bargain and that it is a good thing. And if they can't pay for it, then they feel less worthy of themselves. Oh, well, I'm not good enough. I'm not as secure in my financial endeavors. I can't afford that. So I am lesser than. I will say all of this belief system was created with your culture that said when you had money, you were better than. And if you had money, then you obviously had more impact on the environment, the culture, and what was to be law or rule. That was placed upon you for a sense of control. And it was not a truth. Deep breath after hearing that one. Some of you get really fired up when you remember that a lot of what you believe in was taught to you and wasn't authentic to you. So deep breath as you remember these little moments. So in looking at money being energy, and let's observe those who are running their own businesses, whether you are a complementary healer, a reader, an artist, when we are trying to pull in the energy to support our lifestyle, you can live the way that you wish. There's no right, there's no wrong. Do you want to live the way of a millionaire, or do you want to live the way of a nomad, having tents in every city possible? It is up to you. Find the lifestyle that fits you. Please know you're not being judged by anyone. And if you feel any tinge of judgment, it's coming from you. For what others think about you do not feed you. When you engage with them, then that becomes the energy exchange. Now you're building a relationship when you engage. So please do slow down and invest your energy wisely. Are you investing your energy into things that do not provide a positive return to the lifestyle that you want? And if so, why are you doing it? Is it to make a better face? Is it to feel as if you're in control? Find out what's happening. So how do we come up with what a fair energy exchange is when we're running our own career? When we are the healer, the reader, the artist? Here's where I require your pen and paper, because we're going to do a little bit of budgeting around what would it look like if you were charging the right amount of energy to feed your lifestyle. So on your piece of paper, you're going to take your largest bill, which is normally a mortgage or a rent. If you don't have that, please average out the mortgage or rent of the house, the home that you would like to live in. So there we are, we have that number. And our goal is to make that number every week. But of course, you're not going to work 52 weeks out of the year. You need your downtime. So now I need you to decide how many weeks are you going to take off? 2, 4, 6, 8, and some of you daring lumineers are taking 12. I can see that. Take away the number of weeks that you want off from 52, and now we have the number of weeks that you will be willing to work in receiving that energy. Do you have it? Good. Let's go back to that number from that mortgage or that rent. We're going to times it by 52, because this is what you need to make in a year. But now we're going to divide it by the number of weeks you are willing to work to receive the energy. So the work is the investment. Let's not look at the word work as something tiring and exhausting and too much for you to do. Work is an investment. So how many weeks are you investing? And now we have a number that's a little bit higher than what your original was before. And this is the number that you're going to make every week. If it still seems a little bit overwhelming, let's take that one and divide it by how many days that you want to work to invest in the week. Is it 5 days, 4, 3? Now divide that, the number is now smaller. And then let's look at how many hours in a day that you would want to work. Is it 8, 6, 5? And now divide that again, and now we have an hourly fee that fits the lifestyle that you wish to have. It fits you a little bit better now, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So in this rough estimate, what we're doing here is acknowledging that there is a financial amount that equals the level of energy you need to bring in to sustain yourself. In looking at your highest bill and achieving that energy in 1 week, it gives you the room to pay your other bills throughout the other weeks in the month. It also gives you your paid vacation. It also gives you money to reserve and save for retirement, for your health care. But at any time you feel that number needs to be adjusted, please do so. So why is this important to look at? So often your self-worth and lack of confidence will undermine what energy you want to receive. So when you're in these lower vibrations, you say to yourself, well, I can't accept that energy because I'm not worth it. And then all of a sudden you're lacking in other areas of your life. You're lacking in being able to pay your bill, to put your child through school, to pay for your food, to pay for your health care. And so you see where your lower vibrational belief systems imbalance the entire system. So if we're able to put a number on it, then we're able to tell the energy, when you come, this is how I want you to look. Now I have a vision, and in my vision I can create a belief system around it. Now I can raise my other energies to match what I'm going to receive, because this is going to be fulfilling, and I have a balance. And when you create a balance, you create ease, and in ease you create abundance. When we talk about fair energy exchange and we put a financial number to it, we get lost in looking at what the number is, and that's not the important view. We get hung up in on the belief system that the money is what governs a good life. But that's not true. That's what was taught to you. And since it was taught to you and you believed in it, you allow it to run every aspect. And so people say, well, how do we get out of it? You have to give the energy a structure to be in. If we can't give it a foundation or a structure, then it's just going to run right past you without you recognizing that it's there. It's like building the tiny dam in the river so that you have a place for your fresh water, to clean your clothes, to bathe in. You know, if we didn't build that up, the little creek would just run right by and we would never recognize it as being a source of abundance. So it requires your participation for it to work. And so in creating that foundation and the boundaries, you need to be highly aware with what every penny, what every pound is doing for you, what every cent is giving you. And if it's just, well, I need to make this money because I have that bill, then you're not really damming up this source of abundance and using it. Energy is alive. It's not stagnant. It lives. It needs to be told where to go and how to perform. If we were just to grab it and hide it in our mattress, it would stay dormant. It wouldn't produce. The energy would go stale. If we were to grab it and say, I'm going to put you here and grow you, I'm going to put you here in this stock market, in this money marketing, I'm going to put you in this company, I'm going to put you, invest in myself. The act of investing with energy multiplies the energy, it grows. That's like when you invest in a relationship. When you first say hello to someone, the relationship is not going to be as deep as it is a year into it, 25 years into it. How about you lumineers that are 70 years into a relationship? It's quite deep. You're well invested. That energy has grown abundant, far beyond the relationship. So when we're looking at in terms of money, or we'll say money energy, we need to know where it's coming in and where is it going to go. Is it going to go into this savings? Is it going to be into this part here for bills, for lifestyle, for credit card, for this? And if you know these rooms and you can define them like in a blueprint, then the energy that's coming forward to you can fill it up. It creates an ease. And what does ease create?
Abundance.
I have you trained.
Woo.
Abundance. And when you'll recognize whenever you're in ease with anything in life, that is balance. You're balanced. And balanced is not a 50-50 scale. It's not 10 pounds here and 10 pounds here. It is an ebb and flow of movement. But over a period of time, it's even. It's like the roller coaster analogy. There are as many highs as there are lows, and you average them out to be even. Money is energy. And to develop this more, look at your belief systems that you have wrapped around money and what power you give it. To change any relationship, you must change the belief system around it. That's how we grow. And once you've recognized that money is energy, then create a place for this energy to go. See yourself as someone who's coming into the new land and you're a frontier man or woman, And here you are taking with your hands the stones and building it yourself. Go ahead and build these areas of where you would like to see the money, where it already is, how you would like to see it work for you. Again, another word for work is invest. What are you investing and what are you getting back? When you begin to set this up, you'll feel lighter around the idea of money. It will no longer be the burden that measures your success, your worth, and your confidence. In fact, even saying that money has that kind of power to measure you, well, I don't really have a statement for it. It's absurd. That does not measure you. In fact, only you can measure you. So what you're believing in, you're creating. The last thing I want to discuss, which the English word in communication here is going to jumble this up. But when we look at fair energy exchange, it's a balance. What you're investing, you are then returning. And there are some of us who choose to invest and not ask for a return. And that is not fair. So I'm applying responsibility to all parties, the givers and the receivers, to look at a balance in both of those territories. I wanted to address where some people come in and they say, well, I want this house, but I can't afford it. And so I'm not good enough, so now I have to live this way. Or I want that healing, but I can't afford it, so I have to now live this way without it. And so they are wiring themselves to look at what they cannot have. And when you wire yourself to look at what you cannot have, you're creating a belief system that you're not worth it, that you don't deserve these things, and you won't be able to get them because they're playing into a story. And the story often leads to, I am a victim or I'm not good enough. Now, I'm neither saying that this is good nor bad, but I want to discuss it. Because if we take off the lens of I cannot afford it, so I must deal without, then we're challenged to look at, well, how can I get there? What kind of strategy can I put in place? How can I save to be able to get into the house or to get the session? And how can I negotiate my needs with those sources? Now that is creating an investment that in return will give you a fair energy exchange. But to simply come at the situation and say, that's too much, you're doing this wrong, that is not good because I'm being left out. You're looking at it in a very imbalanced way. You're not holding your responsibility. And you have a belief that money governs, or that financially you're being shaped and measured by the numbers, which is something that you've chosen to believe in, most likely through indoctrination, that no longer serves you. So if you see yourself being irritated by noticing a world that you feel is too rich or expensive for you, it is time to look at what is your belief system, what is your relationship with money, what kind of belief system do you need to change, and it's time to look for the balance. And you might need support. Look at your team. Do you have someone you can confide in? Do you have a therapy outlet that you quite enjoy that reflects on you so that you can learn from yourself? Because this money that you believe in does not have the power to govern your lifestyle, does not have the power to govern your fashion, the way that you eat, the way that you exist. Change the belief system, adapt to the relationship, the truth that money is energy. And when we create a fair energy exchange, we're creating a balance, and in the balance of that, we create an ease of life. And it is in that moment of ease of life that all this abundance shows. Ease of life, you can look at it as being joyful. When you're happy, you have abundance. when you're happy, the power of your visualization, manifestation triples. It does more than triple, but you get the idea. And you're able to create the abundance that you need. All right, little Lumineers, thank you so much for listening. Please hit the rewind button if you feel like something resonated with you, but you needed to hear it 3, 4, 10 more times before it really makes sense. And if you have questions, put your fingers to the keyboard. We always like to hear from you. I learned that one from Jamie. Fingers to the keyboard. Be well, Lumineers. Godspeed.
Side.